here's what I'm hearing. Have a life. I'm hearing at the point of lack of respect, everything else is lost. I'm hearing long distance relationships. Right? I picked up these unique things so far in our conversation. Anything else from like a lessons learned, or if you can look back at the premarital version of yourself, what would you have told that version of yourself?
Say two things again. I mean, there's a lot of things I will say, but one again, find somebody who doesn't need to be taken care of and take care of them. That's the first thing. That they had that, and you just want to add to them, because again, I think that when you have a filled cup and their cup is filled, you add to it. You don't take away from the happiness. Nobody should come into your space and take away from that. You have to always give them. You have to always be around them. You have to always do stuff for them to be happy. No, you got to find that happiness yourself. Can't nobody make you happy. And so can't nobody make you. You got to you got to find that happiness for yourself, and somebody adds to the happiness that you have. Second thing is understanding how to communicate. And now, guilty as charged. Where's the camera? Guilty as charged. I mean, understanding how to communicate, knowing exactly what you want, being clear with that, and then communicating what your expectation is. I again will in love push against you in the communication and that agreement. I think you should have an understanding when you're with somebody, but learn how to communicate what you want and what the expectation is. Because my expectation is so simple to me now. It's so simple, it's like filling out it's like when you get a job opportunity that comes to you. You shouldn't battle, should I take this or should I not, because you should already have a list in your head of what you want in the next opportunity. Or a business, whatever, it doesn't matter. Or a car, let's say a car, because I love cars. When I go look for a new car, I know exactly the elements that I want in the car. So if there's a car that I don't like, I know exactly when I first see it, that's not what I'm selling for. I need to at least have Bluetooth in there where I can talk on the phone, That's like bare minimum stuff. So you know that in a relationship.
Yeah, but here's the big difference is that a car, the specifications or the expectations, if we're using analogies, will not change. And
but they can change, because you get a car that's performing right now, year 1 and year 10, it's not performing the same way. So you get a new car.
But there's an expectation that between year 1 and year 10, how the mileage will degrade the car, how your oil changes will degrade the car. There's a predictable path that you can take, and then you can sell the car. Imagine getting a car where its specifications would change when you least expect it, and you're married to the car, and you're just stuck with it.
Your expectations wrong, because you're going in expecting that it's going to be the same the whole entire time. It's not going to be the same. You got to go in with the mindset that this person that I'm marrying today
can just
in 5 years
flip upside.
Oh, they're going to flip.
Yeah, but
definitely going to flip.
But why get into? But here's the thing:
because you can flip with them,
and they're emotional.
No. You're going to flip too. You're not going to be the same. You're not the same person that I knew when I first met you.
But my level of my change, the predictability in my change will not be as random as a creature that relies on their emotions to make decisions.
But the key point is you're not looking for them to make you happy. So why are you worried about that?
Yeah, but they can impede my happiness
if you allow it.
Yeah.
So in the courting phase, you identify that right now. How does that person deal with challenge? How does that person deal with this? How does that person deal? And then look, you just sit back and watch.
But it can change. But that's what I'm saying. In the courting phase.
But your thought process, you know it's going to change. See, that's my difference. Yeah. I came in with the mindset that you had.
Right.
Probably why I'm not married. But
if you know it's going to change, then why marry? Just get in a long-term relationship.
No, because that's going to change. What's the difference? You're going to be in a long-term relationship. They're going to change. Your kids are going to change when they're 1. When your kids are 1, they're going to change when they're 13.
Well. The difference is that here's the thing. I like if I was to propose something between relationship and marriage, it would be what's known as, and I've created this, a marriage ship. You can think of this like a basketball contract, right? So when you sign up, now I'm not a sports guy, so I might mess some of this up, but like when you sign up to a league, let's say football or basketball, right? You sign a contract, and there's certain stipulations that you have to do, right, in order to fulfill said contract, right? Usually there's some things in there from like injury, I think that there should be a marriage ship, which is a contract where you get in there and it's a finite time, and you have stipulations and in the contract, and if anyone oversteps or right, like says I'm not doing that expectation anymore, or if it shifts, then the other person has the opportunity to cleanly split with minimal financial change in their life.
You know what you just said? Prenup.
Prenups are not foolproof.
nothing's foolproof, but you still have something in writing that you could say, hey, these are, because you can put in the prenup what you would like. And you can say the same exact thing, whatever they are willing to agree to.
Okay.
Whatever they're willing to agree to. So again, from sex to paying the bills to we're going to stay in the same city, and they say, I want to go to Florida and I want to do it. If they step outside of that boundary, you can now hold them in contempt based upon that. And that's what I suggest too.
Well, here's the thing: is that like, and I agree with you to a degree. And the thing is the whole prenup thing. I've seen so many cases where prenups were either thrown out, and statistically, it's probably in the far minority. I haven't looked at the data and the statistics of it. Something that just came up recently. Dr. Dre's wife. I don't know if you've seen that.
She's a lawyer too.
She's a lawyer, right? Like, so
you need to get you a good lawyer,
a better lawyer than her. Like, but you see, she was fighting the whatever prenup that was signed or what have you, and it's ugly right now. And now
they didn't have a prenup. They had a prenup.
Yeah, it's a prenup apparently. And now Dr. Dre is trying to get her locked up because she took money out of. It's ugly, right? Like, it's dirty, it's ugly, and now she's trying to bring his mistresses to court. It's nasty, right?
The other thing I want to give you is just that benefit of the doubt. I really think so. I think you're thinking that everything's just going to be a fairy tale, picket fences.
I'm not thinking that. That's what I'm not thinking.
But I'm saying no. I'm saying
it's
like
going to be hell and war.
But I'm going to get into this, and it got to be like this. If it don't, then I'm stuck for life. No, I think you have to give people the benefit of the doubt and have an understanding that people are going to change and evolve.
Yeah.
But if you have an understanding with that person and you really genuinely respect that person, I think you can get through the humps, and you just have an expectation that if it doesn't go right, if it goes wrong, it goes wrong. A lot of people are just scared to do that. Now that was, so if I'm being transparent in there, is that before the decision for me to have the separation part was that dang, what are people going to think? And dang, I failed. Like, it didn't work. Like, everybody, and then people gonna be looking at me like, oh, he didn't make it work, and like all those things going. That was hard.
Yeah,
that was extremely hard for me because I want people to be happy with me and in that scenario. But I had to get out of that thought process of that I was wrong. That I failed. I failed, man. It didn't work. But lesson learned. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. I'm not upset at the fact that I failed. Just saying it, like I failed. I mean, it's in the terms of there, but you learn. You don't fall. It's a lesson learned.
When you say give people the benefit of the doubt, the conclusion to me means give the benefit of the doubt and then end that relationship, right? But in actuality, it's hard to give people the benefit of the doubt when the conclusion is divorce. And if you look at the statistics from the family court system and generally how men are often regarded from an alimony perspective, from a and this can be man or women depending upon who's the breadwinner, but from an alimony perspective and especially from like a who has control of the children and who takes ownership and custody of the child, right? Like so I say all that to say is that you get into this contract, and at the conclusion of the contract, which in our world 50% of marriages fail, right? So 50% of the time it will fail, right, statistically. And then at the conclusion of it, you have to deal with the consequence of being of an XY chromosome, right? So I say all that to say is to me it's a different level of what you need to put into it outside of giving people the benefit of the doubt. Like you have to damn near be 100% sure, 99 to 100% sure that this is the person that you want to be around for the rest of your life.
In your scenario, only 50%. 50% fail, so you got a 50% chance that it might work.
But that's an assumption that I'm going to get married.
Benefit of the doubt.
Listen, if we were going skydiving, and I'm like, yo,
you got 50% chance of making us out of here.
Making it out of here. Would you go skydiving?
Not skydiving.
So
not skydiving.
Okay.
Okay. Different.
What? No. How is it different?
Skydiving. Whoa.
Listen. And let me also bring this up. The statistics. I don't have the numbers in front of me right now. The amount of men that commit suicide after divorce. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
it's absolutely. And it's way higher than women.
Right.
It's ridiculous,
but
right?
There's a lot of statistics again going there, and I respect that you got in there. Like, I mean, there's statistics on people getting COVID. There's statistics on flying the airplane. They say statistics you got a better chance of getting in an accident or getting killed in a car than in an airplane. From statistics as far as for doing it.
Facts.
So there's a lot of them out there that you can sit there and go there. I choose to look at it in an optimistic way of saying that, yeah, it could fail, it could not line up the way you want, but there's a possibility that it could. And if it could, there's a good chance that you may have exactly what you need.
Mm.
And again, that's somebody adding to your happiness.
Mm.
And it's not to say that, everybody has to be married to be happy. That's not where I'm trying to come from. But what I'm saying is that don't be scared of the fail. Don't be scared to take the shot.
Mm.
I wasn't scared to take the shot.
Let me also ask you another question too. Was there any significant impact from the disillusionment, right? I mean, I was talking about all these other things before, right? Because like, honestly, and being, right, like, you know me, like typically around me, I'm 35 right now, typically around me, it's like early to mid 20s, right? From a woman perspective, right? Mm-hmm. So within that, I am most likely going to be the breadwinner of, if I want to get into a relationship with somebody. So within that, like, let's say that, I want to go get married, I will be the breadwinner. So I could be taken advantage of significantly because, like, let's say we get like 5-6 years into it, right? We go in front of the family court and, let's say a prenup was not signed, or let's say the prenup was signed, but then at the end of it, she's concluding that she signed it under duress or whatever it is that they can do. Right, I am scared regarding the impact within my life after that, to take the years of building up an empire and take half of that away. Like in a outlier case, Dr. Dre, she was asking for what was it, like $2 million a month?
Yeah.
I mean, he's a billionaire though, right? So it's a different level percentage wise. But like from a disillusionment perspective, like, was there, where you felt like, was there anything unjust, or were you guys able to amicably?
Well, first of all, aim higher. If you think you're gonna be the breadwinner, get somebody that's making more money than you. You ain't gotta worry about that.
But I like them. I like them young. You know what I'm saying?
Again, young and paid.
Okay.
That might be a possibility.
Okay.
Check it out and see. But no, from a disillusion standpoint, is just your question. I mean, as far as like when you're separated, was it amicable?
Yeah. Like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, everything we got to a point, we got to a point where what's best for the family and what's best to
that's rare
for our kids and stuff like that. What can we do that's the best for our situation, and you can do that. Yeah, and that's just the conversation. It's
okay.
It's work.
Yeah.
And it's continual work.
Yeah.
But you get to a point where we can be amicable, and you should be. I mean, at the end of the day, when you got a family there, I mean, we don't hate each other.
Yeah. Okay. So I get it now when you say, because one of the things you said earlier is that you would do it again. And I think it's you are more inclined to do it again, to get married again, because you weren't beat over the head at the end of divorce, at the end of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm an optimist. I believe in love. At the end of the day, I mean, I think love trumps everything. I mean, I think you look at what's going on in our country, you look at what's going on in everything, I think you can still be a hateful person, but love will still overcome that. And I'm naive enough to believe that. I might continue to still be wrong on that, when it comes to there. And, not that if I get in a relationship again, it's going to be all peaches and cream. Mm-hmm. But I'm optimistic to believe that love overshadows all that other stuff.
Can you love without marriage?
Yeah, definitely.
So then just love without marriage.
That's not what I choose to do. I mean,
so why do you believe in marriage?
I believe in the union of marriage. I believe in the sanctity of marriage. I believe in that. I mean, like, again, you see the people out there that, hey, we don't need a piece of paper to define us. We can just be together and be happy. You can choose that. I mean, if that's what you choose and you want to do. I mean, the way that I see marriage and the way that I see a union together, before your friends and your peers and before our Heavenly Father, and doing that, I believe in that. And I believe that there's something great about that if you can do it that way, for me, that's something that I want to do, and I aspire to do again too, just to have that agreement, stuff like that, because again too, I think it's still a mentality too, like I can just leave whenever I want to, and there's no skin in the game. There's no skin in the game in that to me. You got your stuff, I got my stuff, we just happen to be cohabitating, being together, do that for a little bit and stuff like that, but for an extended period of time, and your skin in the game. And then so you got as much in here as what I got in here. Mm-hmm. And so if you're going to be in the game, I'll be in the game there with you, and we'll figure it out. I'm not worried about the stuff, because at the end of the day, again, like I said, you had mentioned before, building this empire, and I'm going to have this and half of that going away. I'm just naive to believe that that can be replaced. But if you get it right, if you get it right though, think about it if it goes right though.
You're walking into the casino and you're putting $1 million down on black.
On black. We're all going in on black.
He's going all in on black.
We're going black.
Oh, my brother.
We're going in. And it happens to be what? Red? And then if you don't, you lose it?
Yeah, it's going. Yeah.
It's okay. We'll come back and we'll put some more down on black. I bet on black. Bet on black.
Listen, at the end of the day, I respect it. I respect it.
It was a lot of lessons learned, man. It's not easy. It's not an easy thing to go through. I say it in joking now, just lessons learned and stuff like that. But it was tough, man. Mentally, it was tough. Financially tough. In that situation, kids, family, and everything like that. But at the end of the day, again, I had to do what I had to do, and I want to say this is like I had to do what I had to do for my peace and sanctity for my family and do what's best. And it was a hard decision.
Facts.
It was literally a hard decision.
Probably one of your toughest ever.
And then the whole time frame of going through and stuff like that, because we do have children that are involved, and I never wanted them to look at that. At the end of the day, for me, and this is the decisions you have to make. I never wanted our kids coming back to us saying, "Mommy and Daddy hate each other." And so all the BS and stuff that you got to deal with and stuff that you got to put up with, right, wrong, or indifferent. At the end of the day, for me, I didn't want my kids to think that. Because in life, they're not going to they're not going to get along with everybody. And so I wanted them to show them an example of, even if you don't get it right with somebody, you still can work with that person. And you still can get over those humps. And that's the lesson that I want to learn. Now, you say, well, could you stay in it for the kids' sake? Well, I did stay in for the kids' sake for a little bit, but I still wasn't happy, and that's now coming off on them. Mom's not happy, and that's coming off on them. So now the kids grow up broken, thinking that they don't want to be married. Thinking that, hey, my mom and dad went through this, and why should I put myself to this? And then they're hating each other, and I don't want them growing up like that. And so you make decisions. Some people stay, and they wait till they're 18. Then when the kids go to college or, get off on their own, then they separate. I didn't want to turn around and be 60, 80 years old, knowing that this wasn't going to work out. I'm back in the game out here, trying to, I'm not gonna do that.
Listen, man, you keep in the gym. You get yourself some Just for Men gel.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I ain't gonna be around here.
Go on the streets.
I ain't gonna be in what's them shoes? Them orthopedic shoes. I ain't want to be. What's the thing?
Talking about you with the platform at the bottom. I forget what them things is called.
I ain't want to be that guy.
Sauconys? Is that what?
Yeah. Be in a club like that, looking like I'm. No, man, I can't do that, man. But at the end, I wanted. And then it's a process of working on your communication and relationship too. And then if you get to a point of resentment with the person, you ain't never gonna work on that. And so, I didn't want to get to a point where I resented our relationship and resent never being there, man. She together we got, in my eyes, two of the beautifulest girls ever in the world. And so, I will always respect her for that. Yeah. And even though it didn't work out, we still have that.
There it is. Listen, my G, I appreciate the knowledge.
Hey.
I appreciate the experience.
Hey.
As I talk about on the channel all the time, learn from those that have gone through these experiences. Learn from them, because based off of what they teach, right, that wisdom is key, right? That experience is key. Now, it doesn't mean the things that I say is going to be how you live your life. It don't mean the things that he says is going to be how you live your life. But take it up, take all the information in, throw it up in the air, look at it, and then make the choice for your own.
Don't be scared to fail, man. Don't be scared. Take the shot, man. Take the shot, man. Don't be nervous, man. You got me.
I'll be honest. I don't like how you just sum that. Don't be scared to fail. What you mean? That's like saying, like walk to the edge of the cliff and don't be scared to fall.
Don't be scared to jump if I say there's a mat down there. You'll be
all right. Nah, man. Right. I don't know your intentions at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna push you off that edge. I believe in it, man, and just have some communication, man, and have just an understanding and a level of expectation of what you want. And that's what I think too. Is just the last thing the last thing we can wrap up is that a proper expectation of what you want. And I think a lot of people don't know that. They go into it with a false reality of this is what I want to do and this is how I envision marriage to be. Probably not going to be that. Write it down. Don't have it just in your head. Write down what your expectation of the marriage is going to be. Have her write down what the expectation of the marriage, and then just have a conversation about it. You can learn a lot from just that conversation. You can how she deal with her situations in this, how he deals with this. Okay, now then you can make a decision based upon that. And I think if you just do that just baseline, I think you'd be shocked. at what you'll get. And I didn't do that. Guilty as charged.
Got it.
And, you know, that's one thing that I would probably, a big thing that I would do differently.
Got it. Well, awesome, man. You know, I appreciate your thoughts. You know, I appreciate the lessons learned. It's gonna do nothing but help myself and those out there make more informed decisions. Anything else to share with them before we get out of here?
I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me on.
You about to say it again?
No. I'm not, man.
It's been a while since we did a video.
Thanks for the time, man. I appreciate it, man.
No, I appreciate you.
If there's anything I can do to help, you know, you let me know.
Absolutely. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Listen, this is the one. You guys get down into the comments. Give your thoughts. I want to see some timestamps because, you know, this is a long. I'm going to have to split this up into 2 videos. I want to see some timestamps so I know what you're talking about at the point of the video that you are commenting. You understand what I'm saying?
Feedback.
Feedback
is good.
Let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we have 2 different ideologies regarding it, but at the end of the day, it's my bro.
We communicate it.
Yeah, we communicate it and we learn from it. You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
And that is what's key. Until next time, YouTube. Peace! God damn.